I'd like to introduce to you Absalom O'Neil. He's a Spanish teacher and a lacrosse coach at Kinsfield High School. He has been involved in the gun safety and gun violence prevention for many years. He is a gifted wordsmith whose powerful compositions address a range of social issues. Put your hands together for Absalom.
I have to unleash the mic first of all, because I can't do it like that. First, how can I follow those two acts? Like, just give them a hand, because it's just like... So I have two songs I'm going to do. The first song I'm going to do, I actually wrote after Sandy Hook. And I did some research about how many places have been affected by mass shootings. And once I included just general areas that have been affected by gun violence and even overseas, I got through the whole alphabet. So it's this first song is called I don't have a great title for it, but I think I named it back then in, 2012 or something, or 2015, whenever Sandy Hook was, the All Too Real New Alphabet song. And then the second song I'm going to do is a song that I wrote after Parkland. And the first verse came really quick after what had happened. The second verse came after I was inspired by the teenagers that took the time to stand up and not just stay quiet anymore. And then I didn't even finish this song before another incident happened, I think in San Antonio. So that's how that song worked out. And the anguish in Atlanta and Aurora. B is for the background checks and the ballistics in Brooklyn and Boston. C is for the cartuchos. C is for the cartridges in Chicago and Colombia. D is for the death. D is for deranged in Detroit and DC. E is for evil. E is for evidence in East Los in England. F is for fatalities, F is for firearms in Fort Hood in Florida. G is for guns, G is for gangs in Gaza and Georgia. H is for horror, H is for hail in Holland and Houston. I is for incidents, I is for innocence in Ingleside in Indiana. K is for killers, K is for Kevlar and Colleen and Kirkwood. L is for loved ones lost in Littleton and Los Angeles. M is for murder, M is for mayhem in Michigan and Mexico. N is for national nightmare in Nebraska and Norway. O is for odds, O is for operations in Oakland and Oakland. P is for pain, P is for perpetrators in Pennsylvania and Puerto Rico. Q is for quick, Q is for quandary in Qatar and Queensland. R is for rifles, R is for rage in Rwanda and Red Hook. S is for shots fired in schools in Sandy Hook and Salt Lake City. V is for violence, V is for victims in Virginia Tech and Vegas and Virginia Beach. U is for unexplained, U is for uncontrolled rage in Ukraine Village in Utah. W is for the W is for worldwide wickedness in Warsaw and Washington. Just like this song was cut short, so have been so many lives due to gun violence. Something's got to change. I don't get to practice very much, so, you know. I know the alphabet. You got to trust me. I'm a teacher. Now for my second piece, Parkland. Who knows what else is going to happen that's going to inspire me to write again. Unfortunately, it's what gets me writing. I put the pen down for far too long, but the need to pick it up was far too strong. Though my passion lie dormant, it's far from gone. Let's stop the debate of brain or brawn, because the answer's neither nor, it's heart. How about we stop kids from dying? There's a start. I work with them every day. I'll do my part. Plus I'll put ink on a page and share my art. These kids don't wake up saying, I want to die from a gun blast. Gotta be track stars and run fast. Kids can't be kids because bullets come past. From an architect of death with one task. Rip holes in young flesh without a care. With an entrance and an exit, you got a pair. Puts life in the balance and leaves it there. Parents burying their kids, it's too much to bear. So now the ones that end up surviving are just supposed to stay silent, be seen and not heard, compliant. I'm glad they blazed another path, defiant. See, they got the audacity to be demanding for those 17 lives they're still standing. They'll come at anybody. They're not afraid to come at the ones commanding. Anybody that might have had a hand in that atrocity, that fateful day in Parkland. They had their voices heard, but they're just getting started. Other people heeded their call, and now they're marching. You're no longer safe in that ivory tower. They're gonna barge in. They got a question for the untouchable giant of 3 letters. You know what I'm talking about. The one that lines the pocket of the powerful vote-getters. They'll be too quick to dismiss them. They better know better. There'll be no match for a bunch of teenagers that won't settle. Now for the one that happened not even a week or 2 afterwards. It's just, it doesn't stop. Give me a second. It's gonna come to me. Okay. So when the last tears dry and we end the vigils in our masses, the powers that be will continue sitting on their asses, so we run our drills in quiet corners of our classes. Thoughts and prayers will be no match for the next arsenal that amasses. In a dim-lit room, his plan was devised to take out as many targets as he could that were despised. Looking down at our black mirrors, we never saw the sign in his eyes. But in an instant, a new death toll is comprised of teachers, students, fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers, and friends. In a rage-filled hail of gunfire, he brought their lives to an end. Since '99 and Columbine, so don't you dare call it a trend. America eats as young is the message that we send. Thank you.